Real talk with Tracy. I thought I was done with the last video, but I just wanted to do one more quick little video. So here I am. So again, today's topic is depression, as we've been speaking of all week long. And I just wanted to kind of touch base on kind of what for me always seemed to always bring on my bouts of depression, and a lot of them I can always relate back to some sort of self-confidence thing. So certainly as a teenager, my self-confidence level was I definitely struggled with weight all of my life, which big or small, when you struggle with something like that, it affects you. I have friends that struggle with putting on weight, and that has created, trauma and issues in their life. So there's a range from, eating, overeating and not eating, or not being able to put on weight. Like, there's so many different reasons why. But for me, self-confidence in my weight was always a huge one. And I would say within the last 4 years, it definitely was like the older I got, the more my mind shifted around, what did I really want out of life? The relationships that I was choosing, were they, what I wanted long term, or those types of things. So definitely the confidence, when you're struggling, your confidence obviously lacks, right? So from there, you could make bad choices or stay in relationships that you maybe wouldn't choose to stay in at long. So that's kind of where I guess the last, like I said, 4 years, I was in a relationship and it was great, but it was definitely a relationship that I didn't foresee it going long term. We just kind of had different values on things, and I struggled. I struggled with making that decision of with or without the relationship. What do I do? What do I do? Because he was such a great guy, right? So then my internal struggle was like, what I could possibly be ending a relationship because he's a nice guy, but at the same breath, my needs weren't being met, or, so it was that back and forth struggle of not believing in what I wanted for me and what I knew would be best for me long term. So it took me a long time, and I, went through some bouts of depression, and as many of you know, my dad got real sick and he did pass away. So that compiled onto everything. And so there was a period of darkness, and it all kind of, piled on top of each other. And then light at the end of the tunnel. Again, I had a great support group. I had made the decision to get a weight loss surgery, so I was in the process of doing those. I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of, what do I want out of my life? Where do I want my future going? What kind of role model do I want to be for my daughter? Like, all those, like, epiphany moments were coming, and thank God not at once, because I would have been overloaded with thought and emotion, but and it was able to, dissect through it all, what I knew, figure out what I wanted and the actions in which I had to get there. And again, back to one of my famous words that I use all the time is baby steps. So I legit took baby steps in decision making. I made baby steps in terms of, making the decision for the weight loss surgery. And then that took well over a year to come to fruition. Like, there was a lot of baby steps to get me where I am today. And again, those baby steps build on top of each other. And the more they build, the stronger I became, the more confident I became in my decision making, in my everyday life, and all those things. So there is hope at the end of the tunnel when you're feeling low. But my best advice to anybody is to reach out for help if anybody is suffering or knows of other people that are suffering. And let's say it's a family member that is struggling, but you don't know how to help them. There's avenues to look into that can help you help them, or help you to understand what they need from you as their support. So there's definitely resources out there. So I hate to see anybody struggle and sink deeper and deeper when there's people that will chit chat and help out in any way they can. So I'm here to tell you that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Not to say that I won't get into another rut later on in life. Who knows? But right now I'm at an amazing spot. I'm happy. I'm, full of energy, and I have a lot of blessings and a lot of work going into that. So, I'm thankful every day for that. And if I can be a touching somebody else to know that, you know, decisions you make will impact your future, do some soul searching. And eventually it'll come to you what your right decision to make, and you'll move in that path. So anyway, happy week. I hope you guys all had fun learning a little bit more about me. And like I said, if anybody struggles, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, a friend, a doctor, a physician, anybody. I hate to see anybody struggle with depression on their own, because it can be a lonely spot, and we don't want people lonely. Anyhow, bye guys. Thank you.